this tutorial, I'm going to kind of show you step by step on how to create a Doctopus, which is an online rubric. Makes it easy for you to assess student work online without actually having to carry around a bunch of papers with rubrics. It works great with Google Classroom, so if you have a Google Classroom set up, I would say this would probably be a great choice for you to make. First thing that you need to do is select what folder you want to create your rubric in. Some teachers, like myself, like to have my rubric within my own personal folder where the content is at. Other teachers like to create it right within the Google Classroom folder and that assignment. So for example, the rubric I'm going to create, I could put in my Google Classroom folder here, but there again, to each your own. I'm just going to keep mine within my own personal folder. So with that being said, what you will do is you are going to go to New and Google Sheet. Okay, if you take a look, this is one that I've already created, so I'm going to kind of show you how to set this up. Here is the one that I just threw together about 5 minutes ago. First thing to do, if you were in my Google Classroom seminar, Alice Keeler tells you to number your documents. It makes it easy to sort through your Google Classroom and your Google Drive. So for example, this is going to go with my #1 assignment, Economic Issues. And here's what I have for my rubric. Okay, this is very basic. This is just to show you kind of the ins and outs. To begin with, you need to keep the box A1 completely open. Do not put anything in that folder or in that cell. It will not work otherwise. In row 1 is where you will be able to put your values. You could put it up to from 5 all the way down to 0. In my case, I'm doing 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. In column A is where you're going to put your categories. So the things that the criteria you are assessing on. Maybe it's a speech and you are assessing on eye contact, content. That's up to you. Okay, so for my example, we talked about 4 major issues in Europe after World War II, and I'm just going to put those guys down. Now, within here is where you're going to be able to put the criteria that you are assessing them with. So for example, in cell B2, that is a 4 out of 4 in the category Rebuild. Then C2 is the criteria for a 3 out of 4 on Rebuild, and so forth. So remember, you always go across within the category, and then that's where your values change. Okay? So this is my rubric. Star it as well if you would like. Now I'm going to show you how to attach it to a Rubric, or to a Google Classroom using Rubric. The new thing that they want you to do is they will not let you ingest the Google Classroom assignment on the rubric right here like they've done in the past, so you will need to make a copy of this right here. So I'm going to put this just as period 2. Oh wait, that goes. When you do that, when you make a copy, it just puts this into your Google Drive, so you might want to go to Move to Folder and make sure that you put it in the location that you want. So I'm going to put this in my World History 2nd semester Part 1. As you can see, I like folders. Okay. So now this is going to be my 2nd period class. So I'm going to go to Add-ons and Doctopus. If you have not added this yet, just go to Add-ons, Get Add-on, and right up here in the top right, if you just put in Doctopus, that's where it is. Mine says Manage, but when you click on Free, it'll probably ask you to authorize, take you through a couple steps, and it'll show this little eye right on here. So Add-ons, Doctopus, and Launch. What you're going to find out, which is kind of a bad thing with Doctopus, is it takes some time to ingest things. So what I usually do, I have 5 periods of world history, so I'll do them all at one time. So when one's loading, I'll move on to the next. This is a great time to go back and check your emails and stuff while you're waiting for it. Under step 1, select mode, I'm going to ingest a Google Classroom assignment. I have not done this without doing a Google Classroom assignment. I'm sure there's an easy way to go about doing that, but if you have Google Classroom, that is the way to go. Now I'm going to select my class, which is World History, second semester, period 2. Now I'm going to select my assignment, assignment number 1, and it will take a little bit, but once it is ready to go, it'll pop up another message here. Make sure you click the correct one. That's the one I wanted right here. So there's a couple of things that you can click down below. Allow self-and-peer assessment, which is a new thing. Send email notification to the students. Make rubric viewable for the students. I generally keep those clicked all the time. And now attach. So here it's going to attach a rubric for each student on their document. So again, this is going to take a few minutes, so good time to go back, check your emails, finish up what you were working on beforehand, because once this loads, you will be able to go. Okay, so now it has worked. It allows me to change my rubric if I need to. Rubric scores is where it'll see the student's name, the link, when I did it, and then it'll show their score for each category. Okay, so now we're going to look at the assignment. I can also go here to Assess Document. That's the attached rubric now. So I'm going to pull up Devin's here. If you do not click the Assess Document and you just pull up the Google document link, that's where you're going to have to click on that little eye on a paper, and that'll give you the same view as this one right here. Okay, so now you can see up here it has given me my categories as well as my different values. So I'm looking through Devin's. Hey, she got a 4 on this one. I can click there. I look at maybe the next one. I click that. She only got here. Okay, and make sure the category is white. That shows you where you are currently at in your rubric. You can also just type in the values there. I can post some comments here to Devin. Hey, great job. And then I can click Submit. And that's going to send Devin an email with the rubric, and it'll attach the rubric in an email, as well as it'll attach the rubric down here below on her document. I can click this Auto Advance on Submit, which means it'll automatically go to the next student. So that is Doctopus. If you have any questions, make sure you can ask. Otherwise, Google it, YouTube it. There's tons of other tutorials out there as well.